Lopez, 30 years old. The last shall be first. He was the last one we arrested, and he is from Bloomington. He wanted to have sex with a 17-year-old girl, and he kept talking with our decoy, and he persistently wanted to do this, so he was the last person we arrested when the operation was over. And since he lives in the orange jumpsuit district, he gets an orange jumpsuit. He should know better. You live here, man. Emmanuel, you live here, dude. You come in here to try to mess with a 17-year-old girl, so we locked him up. Next, Mr. Jacoby Timler. He shows up. He brings 4 grams of meth, and he works for the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency. Maybe he'd go to work and figure out how to get that pollution out of his mind, come in here and try to mess with a 17-year-old girl. Next, we got some good ones for you today, and I'm going to butcher these names. I'm just going to say Mr. Urbina said he would like a 17-year-old, but then he goes on to say people who like 17-year-olds are weird Fs. Creep, a weirdo. Came here looking for a 17-year-old girl, and he even called himself a weirdo. He is currently has some issues with some federal ICE authorities, so he is locked up. Next, Mr. Daryl Kelly, 2 first names for his name. He was so nervous before he came, he had to relieve himself. Number 2 in the car, and he put it in a plastic bag. Well, if you're that nervous, where you got to do a number 2 in a plastic bag, maybe you shouldn't come here. So we locked him up. Next, Mr. Justin Moulton. He is a technician, and he wanted oral sex from a 17-year-old girl. Film production, well, he's getting film production with this orange jumpsuit he got. We locked him up. Next, I'm just going to say a Mr. Borrera. He is a healthcare software development person. He said he shouldn't come because 17 years old is too young, but he decided to show up anyway. Well, if he makes these type of decisions, I hope he's designing our healthcare software a little bit better than the judgment he used when he showed up today. Next, Mr. Flores showed up wanting a 17-year-old girl. He is also currently, I believe, he has some issues with some federal authorities that he had to deal with. Next, young man, I'm just going to say Mr. Ocean No. He showed up wanting a 17-year-old girl, so we locked him up too. Next, Gormandi, I think that's how you, dude, I can't say it. Gormandi. He has been convicted twice of trying to solicit a prostitute. He showed up wanting a 17-year-old girl, and he asked her for nude photos. He does HAVC work. I would not have this dude anywhere near my house if he's going to come do some work for you and your HAV system is down, if he's wanting to mess with people's 17-year-old girls. Look at this dude's picture. He shows up to your crib trying to do some HAVC work. I call somebody else. Next, Mr. Barry. He took an Uber to the scene, and he kept asking the 17-year-old girl to send her what size her breasts are. Well, the only thing he's going to need to know what the size is the Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwiches in the jail that he's got because we locked him up. Next, Mr. Irvin Van Marshaw. I'm going to show this video here. I'm going to let you guys get ready for this video. So Mr. Marshaw decided that he told our decoys that he was going to show up with a gun in his hand. So we decided that we were going to de-escalate that situation as fast as possible. So we'll roll this video here. There he is, you can see. Yep, he got took down. Brian Flores, you need to call one of these police officers here. That was a textbook tackle de-escalation here. He brought coke. and he is a convicted felon for possession of an illegal firearm and fleet police. Do not come to Bloomington telling us you're going to bring a gun in your hand to an operation to meet a 17-year-old girl. We're going to lock you up. Next, Mr. Cargobo, I think. He wanted the 17-year-old decoy to suck his male parts, all of them. I'll just leave it at that. When the decoy told him he was 17, he said, "That's cool." Well, you know, certain school districts have bus drivers that drive transit buses to take kids to school. He's a Met Transit bus driver. So if your kid is riding the bus to school, make sure that this dude is not the driver, because that could be some issues for you. Next, Nicholas. I can't say his last name. We're going to show this other video here. I want to show you the drone footage of Nicholas when he shows up to the hotel here. You can see him in his vehicle getting out, crossbody bag on. Mind you, this is the middle of the day, and he's coming to meet a 17-year-old girl. And he has no idea that he's on drone footage. Well, here's some other things about Nicholas. He showed up with coke, meth, and he showed up with 8 firearms. He shows up with this hand cannon here. Again, he's going to meet a 17-year-old girl. And he shows up with this rifle here. And he shows up, of course, with the drugs. And look at these needles. He's coming to meet a 17-year-old girl, right? So we locked him up. Next, Mr. Heron. He works as at the Historical Society in Brown County. And I think if he would have studied history, he would have realized you don't come to Bloomington looking for a 17-year-old girl, because everybody does that. We lock up. So maybe he can write this in his scribe, what story he happened when he came to Bloomington. Next. And before I get, well, I'm going to come back to, I'm going to do him last. Next, Mr. Baraz. He's a construction worker. Maybe he needs how to fix his desire so he doesn't come here looking for a 17-year-old girl. Next, this one shames. This is a tragedy in many respects, but people at the Department of Homeland Security, I know there are great people there that come to work every single day and do their jobs and do it admirably. Unfortunately, Mr. recently married back here is not one of those people. He works for ICE, and he is an auditor for them, a civilian employee. When he was arrested, he said, "I'm ICE boys." Well, you know, unfortunately for him, we locked him up, we put him in our jail. He got reappropriated to our jail.